Good morning. You've made it. This game is absolute trash. I'm sorry you've had to deal with this all day already. It's brutal. I'm sorry. Outside of that, I hope you got Devontae Adams in. You're playing Matthew Stafford. I think all these are going to be good options for you. But while that is going on, I'm here to answer all of your start-sit questions. So while you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get this thing rolling. If you've got your questions, I will gladly answer them. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of big surprises right now. A lot of people are out, which you don't love to see, but just how it's going to go. I think one of the things you're going to be looking at for a potential streamer this week is going to be Jack Besh, with now Myers being officially out, and why can't I think of his name? Brock Bowers also dealing with injury. It just seems like an easy pivot for a lot of people. If you're looking for a quick start, that's probably going to be a good one, because no surprise, but they're going to have to throw. Chiefs should be up by a good amount. So, good morning, C-Plank. Money Coker, Franklin, Chris Moore, pick one. I know Mooney's supposed to be back, but I still think I'm going to go Chris Moore right now. Based on the number of snaps he's been playing, that's kind of where I'm going to lean. Do I like Trey? Probably. I like Tucker more just because he's a deep ball guy. So I think that adds a lot of value. I think that could really be something that they can lean on and not have to worry about nearly as much. So I think that's definitely a lot easier to roll with. I was just saying that so people would understand that Besh is a good streaming option. I'm moving him into a flex area. I still have, the issue with the Washington wide receivers is we don't really know what that's going to end up being. So while that's an issue, it's just too risky to try and decide who's going to be. So I'd much rather go with one of those options instead. All right, Kevin. Need to start Trey Tucker, Kendrick Bourne. It's definitely going to be Bourne. And, man, I think Tucker has more upside. I really do like Wandale, but the upside for Tucker is just too high. And then I'm going to go Goddard. With Rice being back, that's really hurt Kelsey in the past, so I'm going to be curious to see how that works out. Jesse, good morning. Need to start one. Full PPR, Jameson and Buka, Fan and Swift. That's rough. I wish Igbuka was going to be 100% playing, but because he has been dealing with injury, I don't really want to put that on you guys. So I would probably roll with Jameson, giving you the most upside. Swift also just popped up with the injury, so it's close with Fannin. I like Fannin a lot, but when you're looking at a flex, I'd much rather roll a wide receiver or a running back. All right, AW. Worthy or Waddle? I'm still going Waddle just because it's PPR. It should be pretty straightforward with what you're. I know the weather's scary, but I just can't get away from Waddle. Worthy with Rice back should be fine. I'm not expecting that big of a dip. Like I said, I really do just expect the targets to consolidate from all the tight ends and all the other options to Rice and Worthy, and then occasionally Kelsey / Gray. Tony, good morning. I'm torn between Bourne, Addison, and Allen. I'm chasing it. Yeah, that's tough to start. I would probably go. Golly, that's close. I think I'm going Bourne just because I know he's the starting wide receiver. It becomes interesting because I do like Addison as well. Allen, I'm kind of scared off of right now with him being kind of slowed up and QJ potentially being back and McConkey starting to come back as well. Hopefully that gets things rolling for him a little better. Top of the morning, Leaping Rabbit. Yeah, this stuff in London I'm not a fan of. So need to start two. I'm assuming it's PPR. So with the fact that Josh Jacobs has popped up on the injury report, I'm going to go Dobbs. And then I'm probably going to go more just because I like the upside a little more than Goddard. Goddard's been really consistent, but that's not really what you're looking for at this point. Sanchez Island. Good morning. Fields or Daniel Jones? I am scared of Fields. This isn't a great matchup. I love the Thundercat symbol. That's legit. But I'm still going to roll Jones. I knew who you were talking about. You're all good. Good morning, Daniel. BTFU need to start 2 at running back. Hubbard, Pollard, Spears, and oh man, that's rough. I would probably go Spears and Charbonnet, but don't love it, unfortunately. Golly, I'm sorry. I'm hoping Hubbard gets more usage, but I'm very skeptical of it with how well Daddles play, and especially with him coming back from injury. I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to get acclimated back to the game. So going roll Spears and Charbonnet, though. No Joe, Dak, or Daniels with receiver course are hurt. Yeah, I still think I'm going to go Dak. I'm pretty sure I have him higher anyway, just because of how this matchup is set up for them. I'm going to double check with my rankings. Yeah, I have. Granted, I do have them 1 and 3, so I'm not terrified of it, but I'm going to go Dak just a bit. C Plank, Mayor Herbert. That's going to be May. I have him as my quarterback 4 this week. So I'm going to roll him out. Also, I'm taking a shot on Igbuka plays. So Tucker or Henderson. I'm assuming that's Trey Tucker. So I'd go Trey Tucker there. The fact that Henderson is not being used in pass pro is kind of what's really holding him back. So I'd much rather roll with a guy who's I know is playing and is seeing a majority of snaps in Trey Tucker. You're welcome, Jesse. Good luck. Sup, David? Between Igbuka, Moore. I'm guessing that's Chris Moore or DJ Moore? Because that becomes iffy. And Kelsey. So I'm probably just going to try and stay away from Igbuka. I really want to play him, but it's just so risky if you don't have another pivot option right there. So I'm going to go MHJ and Moore just because I'm nervous about it. C-Plank, Tucker, Carter, or Bam, or QJ. Oh, no. You're going to play QJ for sure. There's no way to not play Johnson. All right, Daniel. Dowdle, Mason, or Pollard. It's PPR. I'm going to go Dowdle. Morning, Trav Wade. What's up? Pick 2 in the flex. Shaheed, Swift, Dobbins. Yeah, I'm going to go with Shaheed and Swift. That backfield in Denver is just annoying me. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, and I don't love the matchup from this week. Chris, Worthy or Diggs or Kamara? I'm still going to go Worthy here. I have him the highest rated of them all. I like Diggs, but that inconsistency with him is too frustrating. Michael, Trey Tucker, or Tucker Craft in the flex spot? I'm going to go Trey. Again, I think there's a lot of upside, so I'd much rather roll with that. AW, follow up. I was going Worthy either way, so that doesn't really affect me when looking at Bill. I just feel like Worthy has the more explosive play. I do think that they're probably going to be able to run just fine. And because they don't have all the wide receiver options, it kind of makes me actually want to lean more on Bill and try and control the clock and win that way. But completely understand where you're going from. But the PPR really just boosts Worthy more. What up, Will Rich? You too. Brees, Javonte, Chuba, Rico. It's going to be Dowdle and Hall for me. That run defense for Washington's tough. Morning, Scott. PPR pick 2. Bourne, Pittman, and Shaheed Diggs. It's going to be Bourne and Pittman without the other options. I think Pittman still gets a lot of work. He's going to have tough coverage, I'm sure. Guessing a lot of James and another bracket coverage for him. So, but should be just fine with the amount of volume he should have. All right, Anthony. Let's go. Sam Darnold versus Texans or Mac Jones. I think Jones is safer, but everybody's been so scared off of Sam Darnold, but he's been playing so well. It's difficult for me to sit somebody that has been that consistent. The only issue for Jones is that Atlanta has a slightly better defense. I still think I'm going to roll with Jones just because there's more upside, but man, I really do like Darnold this week. So, all right. John, good morning. Jordan Love or Indiana Jones? I have him back to back with Jordan Love just barely ahead. That changed with Jacobs potentially not playing. If that's the case, I kind of want to move to Love because I think he'll find Dobbs more. But no, because Walter, I'm not going to go Coker over Dobbs. Again, I just kind of touched on it, but Dobbs has more upside this week. I'm not sure what Coker's role is going to be or how it's going to look. So too risky for me. Much rather roll with what I know. William Rich, Warren or Kelsey? It's going to be Warren. D-Man, Olave or A.J. Brown? Golly, that's tough. You probably want to roll Olave, but the matchup is brutal for him. I just wish Brown was get things together. Kevin, you think it's Travis Hunter? No. Today he played the most offensive snap he's probably played all year. I would still be holding unless there's absolutely just something better there for you. So I'd definitely wait and see on that. No problem. Good luck. Just talked about this, Daniel. It's going to be Rashee Rice. I'm going with PPR. You've got to stick with the wide receivers. Bill just isn't used that way. Yeah, I definitely played Jones. Yo, mama. I'm playing Jones over Justin Fields. Fields just looks broken. Will Rich, Darnold or Tua? I'm going to go Darnold there for sure. Leaving Rabbit. Mahomes or Dak? I know. I have them literally 1 and 2 this week. I'm going to lean Dak just because, again, I think that Washington can actually fight back and put up numbers. So makes me want to lean that way. Yeah, yo, mama. He should be fine in PPR. He was used a lot. I'm just very curious to see with a full week of knowing that Debo's potentially not playing, that they come up with a better game plan. All right, Alex. Olave or Diggs in full PPR. That's tough. I'm probably still going to go Diggs just because there's more upside. I really like Olave, but again, the coverage isn't going to be great for him this week. C-Plank, Fields, Bryce, Rattler, Wentz. Who would you start? Ugh. I'm pretty sure I have Bryce Young the highest. I'd still prefer Penix if he's available. All right, Jesse. Fannin or Taylor at tight end? That's a good question. I think I'm going to go Taylor just because of the slightly more targets that are going to be there. I literally have them back-to-back at 8 and 9, so I don't think you go wrong with either of those options this week. All right, Kyle, let's see here. Need to drop one for a kicker. Vitalcraft, Godwin, Image, J. If you're not using, if you already have a tight end, I'm fine dropping. Nope, I still think I want to drop Vidal there. Chris Godwin's probably another one, but that's just because I'm not sure how much longer he's going to be out, and that buy's coming up, and I think you could do it, potentially pick him up if you need to. Still Taylor. Scott, need 2. PPR. Walker, Pollard, Tajay Spears, Taylor. That's actually going to be Taylor and Spears. Well, yeah. I'm going to go Taylor and Spears there because it's PPR. Daniel, Wandale, Trey Tucker, or Coker. Depends what you need. If you're chasing the upside, it's Tucker. Robinson's probably going to be a little safer. So I personally would be playing Tucker because I like the upside a lot more. RJ Harvey, you Wilson over Hubbard. I would go Wilson if Jacobs is out, but that's a big if. So I don't love that as an option. Also need bench one, full PPR. Olave, Sutton, Diggs, Iamaner. If I'm benching just one, it's going to be Olave. Man, it's so close with Sutton. I'm probably going to sit Olave, though, because I don't like the matchup as much. Vincent, pick 2, full PPR, Bam Knight, Trey Tucker, Harris, Kendrick Bourne. It's definitely going to be Bourne and Tucker. Don't like the quarterback change in Arizona. So, all right, Daniel. If Jacob's out, Wilson over. I'd play Wilson over Allen. I'm not playing him over QJ or Odunze, no. PPR, Ertz, DJ Moore, or Spears. I'm going to go Moore there. And then Allen, Devontae, Evans. I'm going to go Evans and Judy, and then Hubbard or Spears is going to be Spears. Travis, good morning. Devontae Smith or Myers? I'm assuming that's Mike Myers for the Raiders, and at that point, I'm going to go Smith. I think he offers a little more upside. And then this is where I'm going to go Fanon. My ambitions, what's up, Jones or Dart? It's going to be Jones. Not messing with that. Nope. RPSD, good morning. Kraft or Otten? Well, with the fact that Evans looks like he's going to play, I have moved Otten down just a little bit. However, he is really close to Kraft. I still think I literally have him back to back. I'm probably going to go Otten, but that's close. That's a good question. All right, Scott picked up Wilson. Jacob to play. Do I start Iron Man or wait? I mean, if you can wait, I'd much rather wait. So I like Iron Manor. He should be the number 1 target, but that team is ugly. So I'd much rather go with the team that's winning and has a good, solid running game. David Patrick, good morning. Start 2. Ertz, Kelsey, Michael Carter, Tez. It's probably going to be Tez and Ertz. The rest of that's just so iffy right now. The fact that Evans plays, I think, puts Tez back into play. Gus, good morning. Do I pick the Colts or pick up Dolphins, Panthers, Jets, or Saints? That's a good question. I think I have the Panthers the highest, but let me see. Yeah, I have Panthers the highest, so I'd be rolling the Panthers. All right, Ward. I'd gamble and start Rice, so makes it easy. Scott, AJ Barnhart, Evan Ingram. I have Ingram higher, and then I have Taylor higher, but those are both kind of tough. The first one's definitely harder between Barner and Ingram, but I still think I go Ingram there. C. Plank, Demire Douglas, or Chris Moore, or Besh. That really comes down to what you want. I think I'm going to go Moore just because the volume's going to be there, and I trust that a little more than trusting Besh in his second real game. Again, Besh is really a home run swing. It's kind of like me calling Pierce as another home run swing almost every week. All right, no Joe. Matthew Golden and Trey Tucker. It's going to be Tucker. What's up, JD? Wow. Don't know where that's coming from. DJ Moore, Trey Tucker, and PPR. Yeah, I'm going to go Tucker. Mostly because I don't trust DJ Moore a whole lot, so that makes things pretty easy for me to completely pivot away from that. All right, C-Plank. Darnold or Herbert. Have Darnold higher, so I'm rolling that. Josh Conrad. Worried about weather. JMO, Chubb. I would leave it, but if you're going to change, I'd probably go with Wilson or Williams over Chubb. Especially since I don't want you waiting and saying that Jacobs plays and then you have to play Wilson who does nothing for you. All right. Will need 2. Tucker, JMO, Bam, Pacheco, Mooney, Henry. It's going to be Tucker and JMO. All right, John. Pick 2. Drake London, Devontae Smith, Keenan Allen. It's going to be London and Smith. Thank you, and good luck. If Jacobs is out, Wilson or Bourne. In PPR, I'm still going Bourne. If it comes down to just it being standard, it's going to go Wilson, but that's still really risky. Gay or Miami Fairbairn? I'm going to go Fairbairn, and don't know on defenses. I think I have Vikings higher. Nope, I have the Eagles higher. So, and then Laporta. Yeah, you can't sit Jacobs. I mean, even if he's sick, he's just too likely to score. Worthy or Trey Tucker, it's going to be Worthy. Going to go with the person I trust against one of the worst defenses. So, Bentley, better pick up Coker or E. Wilson. If you're looking to actually stash a player, it's going to be Coker. Wilson's going to be just there if Jacobs goes down. So, all right, Will. Addison and Bourne makes that easy. Scott, Spears, or Taylor. I'm still going to go Taylor. I know it's scary, but he's still running so many snaps. Spears is close, but that offense is even worse than the Jets. Daniel Ferguson, good morning. Javonte Williams or Bill? I'm going to go Bill. Josue, Pollard, or Michael Carter? That's rough. Because it's PPR, I'm going to go Carter. Travis, Golden, Ertz, or Judy? It's going to be Judy. Tony, back again. All right. Cade Otton, Ertz, or Taylor? I still have Taylor the highest of them. Good morning, Butch. What do you grab? I'm fine dropping, well, I don't know. That becomes interesting just because I don't like Vidal, but he's going to be used in this game again because it's PPR. So I think that kind of helps him. And then I'm curious to see how this ends up going with Pacheco because recently it's been nothing but I can't think of his name now. Hunt's been getting all the high value touches. However, last week he was kind of pulled because he hurt himself. I'm curious to see if they continue to stick with Pacheco or if they keep bouncing back and forth. So, good morning. My ambitions. Let's see. Second flex. Tucker Craft, Tony Pollard. It's Pittman. Stop playing with me. All right, Scott. Ryan Fitzgerald or Michael Badgley? Oy. I think I still have Badgley higher. Yeah, I have Badgley at 8 and Fitzgerald at 15. So close, but no cigar. All right, Will. Dak, Tua, or Jones? It's going to be Dak. I need to. Vidal, Juwan Jennings, Chubb, Pacheco. It's going to be Pacheco and Vidal. I like the idea of Shepard, but he keeps getting injured, and so not having that stable piece makes me way too iffy on him. All right, and then Mayer, Johnson, or Juwan Johnson. It's going to be Mayer. Like I said, the consolidation of targets with everybody else hurt, he's going to see a good amount of work in a game that they're likely chasing points. Will, Bears or Chargers? That's a good one. I think it's Bears. Yep, it's the Bears. DJ Moore, Daniel Ferguson, DJ Moore, Booty. It's going to be DJ Moore. Booty is just too hot and cold. Moore is at least being consistently used, even if he's not producing a whole lot. He's at least out there significantly more, and this is kind of a game that is suited for him. So much rather roll with that. Wilson or Bourne was right in the middle. I'm still going to go Bourne. TF, who to start, Walker or Vidal? It's half. Man, that really makes it close. And half, I think I have Vidal, but it's brutal. And then Ladd or Sutton, it's going to be Ladd. You're welcome. Of course, good luck. Whoops. RPSD, Stevenson or Pollard? I'm going to go Stevenson. Again, I think they're chasing point for the Titans, and because of that, Spears should see more usage. Yeah, yo, mama, Darnold or Mac Jones? Golly. I feel like those are back-to-back again. I have Darnold at 11 and Jones at, well, where the heck did Jones go? I currently don't see Mac Jones. I didn't remove him, did I? Oh, there he is. And Jones at 15. So I'm going to go with Darnold there. Yeah, that's terrifying. Good luck. You're going to need it. The one thing that scares me the most, well, that's not true. Half of that scares me. Allen and Vidal scare the crap out of me on that one. I'm real nervous on those two, but I think Vidal is going to be used in the passing game, so that definitely boosts them quite a bit. All right, my ambition. Let's see. Tony, Pollard, Ertz, or Trey Tucker. It's going to be Tucker. We ain't playing this. All right, I caught everything up. Oh, one more. A-Chain or Judkins? Man, that's tough. The half PPR makes it right in the middle because normally I would clearly say that it's A-Chan and in kind of PPR, but the half brings it to a point that game's going to be a little tougher. I still think I'm going to go A-Chan because you're still getting the PPR point, half point. So I'm going to go A-Chan there, RPSD. Do I like Penix over Fields? That's how I have it ranked. I have Penix at somewhere in here. I have Penix at 18 and Fields at 24. So ooh. Well, Wentz or Tua? Woof. That's a good question. Let's see. Where is Wentz at? I have Wentz down at 25, and I have Tua at, where is he popping up? 27. So Wentz barely, and then Rice, Collins, or Dunze. That's interesting. Half makes me want to go Odunze. Rice, I just think is going to see more target. I think with half, I'm going to go Odunze. Courtney, good morning. Ferguson or McBride? I'm pretty sure I have McBride higher. Yeah, it's going to be McBride barely. I have him separated by one spot, so makes it easy. Good luck. All right, you guys have more questions? Get them asked. I will try and get them answered quickly as I can. But till then, RPC 909, Trey Tucker, or Mason Taylor. That, again, depends on what you really need here. If you're chasing the upside, I'm going Tucker. If you just want a floor, it's probably going to be Taylor. I know it's been kind of brutal, but he's still playing so many snaps, it's hard to get away from him. All right. C. Plank, Allen, Douglas, Coker, Mooney. I think at that point I'm going to go Mooney. Just because I think he is the one seeing the most targets. I'm hoping he's back and healthy. These other options are just so we don't know what they are, and Allen's been up and down with how everybody's playing. So, think time's catching up to Allen a little bit. All right, Tony, have to drop one to pick up a kicker. Allen, Addison. If I have to drop Allen or Addison, it's going to be Allen, and it's not particularly close. You're welcome. All right, well, need two. Javonte, Judkins, Rice, Walker, Pacheco. It's going to be Judkins and Rice for me. Makes it easy. All right. Well, we caught up. Let's see. No big news. This game, at least the Jaguars finally scored. Of course, it's Travis Hunter looking good. Brian Thomas just looks so broken right now. He really just can't be catching anything. He had that one hit him in the hand that should have been an easy completion and just failing miserably at it. Oh, let's see. And of course, they aren't using Etienne for some reason. He only saw 3 targets, and that was all in the first half. These guys are This is why they lose. They aren't using their best weapons to any kind of good proportion, and then it's extremely frustrating to watch the rest of this. Oh, what else? Kyron Williams isn't getting enough touches. The splits with him and Corum are just, that's crazy. They shouldn't be that direct with how well Williams has been running. And then the oddity of how these targets are being split between all the tight ends and then Adams is insane. Thankfully, Adams has scored twice, so that was a big boost to you. But the fact that Matthew Stafford has 181 yards and 4 touchdowns is just nuts. 4 touchdowns, that usually means that you've moved the ball up and down the field quite a bit, and that's 181 yards. That's what? Barely twice? Just under twice? Crazy. All right, well, let's see. Laporta or Warren? It's going to be Warren, not particularly close. Scott, Kendre Miller, R.J. Harvey, Hubbard. I think of them, I'm going to go Hubbard. It's close with Harvey. I'm just curious to see what that breakdown's going to end up being. Brandon, good morning. Welcome back. Wan'Dale Robinson or DJ Moore. I'm probably going to go Robinson just because I trust it a little more. Moore's going to be fine. I like how they've been using him. I like how it's looked after the bye. Just got to trust in it, and I'm not ready to quite do that yet. I'd much rather go with the player that I know in Wan'Dale. So, RPSD, Mac Jones or Bo Nix. It's pretty sure that's Bo. Pretty sure that's Mac. Yep, it's Mac by 2 spots. Luke, Gadsden, or Michael Mayer. With everybody being back healthy, I'm going to go Mayer for now for the Chargers. So, rolling that and hoping for the best. Mine Bishan, good morning. Zachert or Hubbard. That's tough. I think at that point I still go Ertz just because of the lack of other passing options for the Commanders. They're going to have to use them. They should have to move the ball because Lamb's back, so they should be able to move the ball on the other side. Brandon, it's going to be Dowdle. Now, I don't wish he stayed injured, but I do wish that there was some kind of clarity of who is doing what kind of the goal was, and how that was going to end up working, because right now it is just extremely frustrating. All right. Redbeard. Need 2. Genty, Hall, Scadaboo, Swift. Ugh. I'm going to go Hall and Scadaboo. It's not ideal, but gonna roll with it and hope for the best. All right, well, Ferguson and Laporta. It's going to be Ferguson. I'm still keeping him up there. I am nervous about his usage with the return of Lamb and the emergence of Pickens. I'm very curious to see how this ends up breaking down. But till we know for sure, gonna roll him out and hope for the best. I just also trust him a little more than I trust Laporta. I know shouldn't, but just how it is. All right, and then Brandon, what you got? Would you start Rice over Hubbard and Rice in a flex? Yes, I like Rice over pretty much any other flex you would likely have this week, and it's not particularly close. We'll need 2. Rice, Pittman, McConkey. It's going to be Rice, and I think I'm going to go McConkey there. It's really close with Pittman. I trust Pittman a little more, but the fact that they don't have anybody else makes me real nervous about how they're planning to use him, or in what fashion they split the targets up, because he is going to see a lot of difficult coverage this week with the Chargers. It's so iffy. While McConkey, they can't just focus on him with QJ and Allen and Gadsden. It's too many options while they don't have a whole lot on the other side of the ball. So, alrighty. Whoops. All right, Jack. Would you consider Knight, Algier, Shepard, or Juwan Jennings over Walt? No, I would not. I don't like any of those options. The closest would maybe be Shepard, but that's still not an ideal situation. So, Jules, good morning. Pick 2, full PPR, Devontae Smith, Alec Ironman, Egbuka. That's tough. I wish we knew Egbuka was fully healthy, but the fact that it's him being limited already, I don't like hearing that. I'd much rather they just sit him and just play Evans and Otten and White and let them get healthy since their bye is coming up. So I'm probably going to go Smith and Manor just because I am so nervous on Egbuka. I still want to start Egbuka, but the fact that he's a game time decision, I don't want to leave you hanging there. So utmost turn up, half PPR, need to pick 2, RB and a flex. Okay. Going to go Kittle and Vidal because at least I know he has a job. My ambitions, let's see, Chief or Packers? Good. That's a really good question. I like them both a lot. I think I have them both in top 8. Let me double check. I have the Chiefs at 3 and Packers at 5. So I'm going to go Chiefs just barely. Corey, good morning. Bourne or Waddle? There, I'm going to go Bourne. You're welcome, Brandon. No, unfortunately. I wish there were. That's for dang sure. I hate that you're in that spot too. I'd make sure you have Wilson on your bench if you can. I know that's going to be tough because more likely somebody else went and got him when they saw the news, but it's difficult. Brandon, I like UJ. Again, for him, it's just like Alec Pierce, except for he sees more targets. So that long bomb is always an option. And this is... I am a little more nervous, I'm not going to lie, just because our O-line is so beat up, but I still think that he's going to be that Herbert's still going to be able to get it done. Adam, good morning. Dak or Drake May? It's Dak. He's my number 1 quarterback on the week, so makes it pretty easy. Tamara, good morning. Goff or Fields? It's going to be Goff. Conquer or Higbee? Girl, you missed that one. Higbee is already playing, so going to have to go Okonkwo there. And then Schultz or Taylor. Taylor, Dobbs or Golden. Dobbs, and Eagles, Chiefs, or Falcons. Chiefs. Really good matchup for the Chiefs on D this week. Will Rich, need 2. Pittman, Laporta, A.J. Brown, Devontae. It's going to be Pittman and A.J. Brown. Yeah, Devontae just has a tough matchup. I do expect him to score, so he's not going to be horrible, but there's less upside. So I'm chasing the upside for A.J. Brown. If you want the safer floor, yeah, you're going to play Pittman and Devontae. ZD, good morning. Dobbs or Wilson if Josh is out. If Josh is out, I'm going to go Wilson just because I think the opportunity is going to be there. However, if you are down at that point, I would chase the upside and go with Dobbs. So it really depends on what you're going to need there, ZD. Utmost, you're welcome. Aubrey over Dicker. Oh. Will, I still think I have Dicker higher. Yeah, I have Dicker up by 3 spots. I have Dicker as my number 1 kicker this week, and I'm really nervous we're not going to be able to score. Corey, good morning. You're welcome. Happy to help. Kevin K, Bears or Cleveland's defense? Pretty sure I have Bears higher. Oh, nope, I lied. It's Browns versus Miami. Just think that they can cause some havoc, I guess. Colin, good morning. Otten, Chris Moore, Jalen Lane, Algier. So I like Lane, but the risk is there. Besh was the one who actually saw more snaps last week. But I'm very curious to see how that ends up breaking down. So if you're wanting to play it safe, I'm going to go Moore. But if you want to risk it and go Lane, I completely understand it. I'd much rather go with Chris Moore, who played the majority of snaps last week and saw targets and has had success in the past. So RPSD, it's the Chargers. It's just how it goes. But I'm also realistic when it comes to that. Um, makes it tough. Sam, good morning. Ramondre or DJ Moore. Go DJ Moore. Stevenson, I like how his usage. They keep sprinkling in Henderson, and he doesn't look as good. I don't like the matchup as much, but DJ Moore's usage in this game, he should be pretty well set up for a solid play. You're welcome. Good luck, Tamara. Oh, okay. You need to stop staying up so late. Granted, I was up then too, but completely understand. All right, Daniel. J. Mason, Wandale, Henderson, Pollard, Coker. Of them, Mason's your safest play. I like Robinson for the upside, but I still think I'm going to go Mason just so I don't have to worry about the difficult matchup. I'm not sure who Surtain's going to cover, but if it is Robinson, I am scared of that. Really good coverage. So, Justin Fox, would you play Fannin or Mayer this week at tight end? Fannin. I have Fannin higher by, I think, 3 spots. So, Will Nika Rashi half. Half makes it interesting, especially in this matchup. I think there's a lot more upside for Collins, so I'm probably going to roll that way and roll Nico. Yep. I don't like the change from San Diego, but go where you go. All right. My ambitions, Wentz or Radler. Oh, golly, you guys are just really scraping the bottom down here. All right, let's see. Wentz or Radler. I have them literally back to back, and I have Wentz higher. Hey, what's up? Panthers to Falcons. Ooh, I'm pretty sure I have the Panthers higher, but let me double check. Yep. Have the Panthers just a bit higher than the Falcons this week. Somehow. Yeah. Close, but no cigar. All right, Vincent. Bam Knight or DJ Moore. Again, depends what you need. I think Knight has a safer floor with his usage. The fact that they don't have any pass catchers, he's going to be used in that kind of role, while DJ Moore is kind of that Swiss Army knife that they like having, but it's really inconsistent, and you don't like it, unfortunately. Ball knower, that's a tough one. The Hail Mary is definitely going to be LMC. However, if that's just chasing points, if you just want something more solid, I'm fine rolling out Mayer here, or even Spears. Both of them have a lot safer floor than McCaffrey will. So, all right, Will. Javante, Walker, Bourne, Rice. It's Bourne. Anthony, you're back. Hunter Henry or Mason Taylor? Taylor. Like Henry just fine, but that is not the ideal situation, unfortunately. All right. Well, got a lull. Let's check in back on this game. Oh my gosh, they scored again. Matthew Stafford, 5 touchdowns at 182 yards. This is insane. Adams has 3 of them. What in the world? I cannot understand that at all. My mind is blown. Jiminy. All right. Whoops. J Dabber. How's it going? Need 2. Harrison, Jacoby Brissett. Oh, that's a weird one. I think it's. I don't have my super flex up. Let's see. I don't think I like Brissett as much. Nope, I do not. Okay, so I'm going to go Stevenson and Harrison. Unfortunately, the lack of options makes me real nervous. That is for sure. All right. Oh my gosh. There he goes. Ball knower, Spear, Sharp, Carter, Wilson. It's definitely Wilson above all of them if Jacobs can't go. If it's PPR, then I go Spears. If it's standard, I'd go Sharp. Hope that breakdown makes sense. PPR, if Jacobs out, do you start Swift or Stevenson? Man, I wish Swift was fully healthy because I would trust that a lot more. But since he's not, I'm probably going to end up rolling with Stevenson, and I don't like it. Kaleem, good morning. Hawkinson or Ingram? I think I have Ingram higher. Let me check. It is Ingram by literally one spot. So, don't love it, but that's what you get. We'll need 2. Hall, Harrison, Judkins, Addison. It's going to be Addison, and it's half. I want to play Hall, but I think I'm going to go Addison and Judkins there. And then Goddard over Fannin. Yeah, barely. Sweet. Yeah. It's not ideal for you, unfortunately. Good luck. You're welcome. All right, Daniel. Let's see. Monty, Wandale, Luke, or Shepard. Again, it really depends on what you're looking for here. I'm going to go Robinson because I think he offers the safest play in PPR. My nervous again, just because of Surtain, terrifies me. So if you don't want to play that for that reason, I would then probably pivot to Shepard, but you're still looking at something that's you're hoping Igbuka's out, and don't like that either, unfortunately. So, real home runs, Luke, but again, who knows? That team is going to be in a very interesting situation. I think the opportunities are going to be there, so I'm not too worried about it. But he wasn't the one who ran the most snaps. It was really Moore who came in and saw the most targets and usage. So don't like that nearly as much as I was hoping. I was really hoping McCaffrey would step up there, but no luck. Alex P. Fields, Darnold, Wentz, or Mac Jones. That one I'm pretty sure Darnold, but let me double check. It is Darnold. Has it easy for you. All right. Iggy, good morning. Olave or Sutton. Woof. I would go. Golly, I like Sutton so much, and he should be seeing all this work, but he just isn't. And so, oops, if I could spell. Yeah, I still am going to roll Sutton, and then Schultz or Gadsden. At that point, it becomes interesting because of the fact that Kirk's out. Should give him opportunity, but at the same point, I'm nervous that Higgins ends up stepping up. I think I'm going to go. I think I have to go Schultz just because of that. He's going to have to be used at some point. RPSD, should I risk Ibuka over one of them? If I were, I'd do it over Nico, but it's so risky. I'd rather just roll with what you have. You're welcome, Alex. Hope it helps. Hope I'm right. That's always what I'm hoping. I'm hoping I'm right. That dude named Billy, what's up? Who starts in the flex? Worthy. I like Taylor as the second option just because of consistency, but I think Worthy in this game should just be able to tear the top off and not have any issue with it. Matty Ice, May or Caleb this week? I have May higher. Especially based on the others of the quarter point per completion, and that's massive. I think that really actually boosts for May. All right, Will. Need one. Waddle, Addison, Dobbins, or Dobbs? God, that's close. It's probably still Waddle, but it is really close with Addison there. Think they both are solid options, so don't think you go wrong between those two. I'm definitely staying away from Dobbins, just because that's like the one area that the Jets have been pretty solid against has been running back, and that the split isn't helping them at all. So don't like that, but it is what it is. Lauren, good morning. Swift or Jordan Mason? It's Mason. Swift popping up yesterday made me too nervous. I can't do it. I'd much rather roll with Mason and hope for the best. Good luck. All right. Got everybody. We're all set. 10 minutes. We're down to 10 minutes, guys. We're so close. These games are coming up quick. I'm trying to see if there's any other new updates. Oh. Well, Rams won. Dominating fashion. Woof. Lawrence threw for 296 yards, but only scored once. That's crazy. They only threw. Still, the fact that they aren't throwing to Etienne is just mind-blowing to me. Sorry. All right. Well, Kelsey or fan in, just fan in. Joe, good morning. Darnold, Brissett, or Jones, it's Darnold. Sven, you made it back. Chris Moore or gamble on a. That's really up to you, man. If you have Igbuka, you kind of need to look for one of the Johnsons and hope for the best, whether that's Cam or Tez, just so you have a backup. But if you're not willing to risk it, Chris Moore should be just fine. That game, again, should be higher scoring. It has the highest over-under on the week. And the fact that the opportunity should be there makes me fine playing Chris Moore at this point. DJ, please. What's up? Dobbins or Aya Manor? PPR, it's Aya Manor. Because of the weather. Let me double check. Pretty sure I still have Williams higher. Yep. And it's still going to be Caleb for me. Just a bit higher. All right, Derek. Pick 2. Scattaboo, Montgomery, Harrison, or Vidal. It's half PPR. I'm probably going to go Marvin Harrison and Scattaboo and hoping for the best. Man, that's rough. I really don't like that as a question for you. Oops. I mean, they seem to say that he's active. So I understand being worried. It's just he's such a good player, and it doesn't take him a whole lot to have success. So I'd much rather roll with that, but completely understand you not wanting to. I mean, wide receiver this week is just rough. And so completely, if you're chasing upside, it's going to be more either way. But if you're worried about it, go play more. It's going to be a safer play with potential upside, while Diggs, we don't know how that game's going to go. Because they could end up just running it the rest of the game. It won't take a whole lot. Tennessee is not good. So talk about a team that could easily go, the Rams were up 21-0. That could easily be the final score for the Patriots versus the Titans. So Trot B, good morning. Diggs or Scattaboo? Pretty sure it's going to be Scattaboo. Gus, good morning. PPR second flex spot. Goddard or Cup? That's tough. I actually like them both. I have them both as decent flexes. Trying to break down where I actually have Cup for the cost. Let's see. In my flex, I have him at. Golly, they're right next to each other. Yeah, it's probably going to be Goddard, but man, that's close. Lauren, Marks, Waller, Hunt, Carter. Don't like that. I really want to play Waller, but the past 2 weeks haven't been really boosting him up like I was hoping. So probably going to end up going Marks there. It's PPR. I kind of want to play Carter. No, it's PPR. I'm going to go Carter. Pass catching option for the Cardinals without a whole lot of their other players. Going to have to hope that the checkdowns are going to be there, and that's how they've been using him. So, yep, I'm going Born over Rice, Will. What do you play, Bo Nix or CJ Stroud? Oh, that I don't like. I think it's Knicks. I have Knicks at 17 and I'm guessing Stroud's lower. Yeah, it's going to be Knicks. Just a bit, though. Seattle's actually been pretty good on defense. That's why he's being held back. Daniel, pick 2. Diggs, Worthy, Swift, or Stevenson. It's going to be Worthy and probably going to go Diggs. I'm going to take both wide receivers there. Yep. Good luck. Gus, you're welcome. Oh, barely. Come here. Dobbins, Bourne. Oh, you're playing Bourne. Definitely going to be playing Bourne. You haven't. This is probably going to be the last week, unfortunately, though. Waller or Goddard? Oh, pretty sure I still have Goddard higher, but let me double check. Yep, still have Goddard higher, but both are in the top 10 for me, so I don't think you go wrong this week, G-Turn. Safe options for sure. All right, I think we got through everybody. Looks like it. All right, if you have your questions, please get them asked. Also, if you didn't know, we do have roster resolutions are up on our website. It's only $10, and we go through your entire league, help you come up with trades, look at who we like on the wire for stashes, and help you really prep for playoffs. So if you're looking, it's importantnonsense.com/supporters. You can see that at the bottom. Also helps you get on the Discord. This is clearly the Sunday show, but I'll be back tomorrow with the wire. We'll go through the waiver wire prospects. Wednesday, we go through all trades, all topics that you guys want to cover. Start, sit, all that good stuff is here. Then I do Thursday. As long as people need me to answer questions, I'll answer them ahead of kickoff. This week, the Chargers are playing, though, so I'm going to be out of here at 7:15 at the latest, if not earlier. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, Friday, we have the betting show. Locked in Fridays. So, all right, well, Collins or Rice? It's Rice. You're welcome. I'm really hoping that the Chargers can pull this off. This would be a big win, but it doesn't look like we're having Alt, which I need that left tackle back, but I really want him healthy first. So, all right, Daniel. Do I take a chance at Jacobs? I mean, who are the other options? I feel like you already told me once. Depends on what team this is. It's just you and me now, so you can ask away. We'll get these set up real quick for you. Bradley, Olave, or Sutton. I still have Sutton higher, but that's just a matter of preference for me. I trust that team a little more. Ooh, they have Sanders out. Daniel, hurry up. Get him in. Get him in. Get him in. Get in. Sanders is out. White's out. Those are late ads. Swift or Stevenson over. Golly, I just really like Jacobs so much more. That's tough, man. I really want to play Jacobs there. Can you get Wilson? Is Wilson available on waivers? Because if so, that would be where I'd go. Yeah. Given these two options, three options, I'd probably wait and hope that I can grab Wilson or, hope that Jacob plays, because that's tough. Don't like it. All right, well, yeah, I was worried that was going to be the case. All right, I'm going to actually stay on just a little bit to see if I can't. Okay, when do the Packers play? And I'm guessing Carter and Bam Knight are out. Is Algier available? I'd much rather do Algier as a potential pivot. Woody Marks, if he's available. Don't like it, but all right. Well, thank you guys for sticking around, trying to get questions answered. But good luck in week 7. Hope everybody enjoys their week. Remember, as always, to keep up the nonsense. Yeah, we're all hoping for big games from a lot of players. So I just want the Chargers to win, but we'll see how it goes. Appreciate you all. Have a wonderful week. Yeah, that would probably end up what you end up doing. But I definitely wait and see for that reason. All right, I'm getting out of here. Hope you all have a wonderful week. I will be back tomorrow with waiver wire options. Until then, remember, as always, to keep up the nonsense. All right, we'll see you guys. Have a good one.